Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Okay. Hey, it's going down. It's going down. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's Gloria Mayfield Banks, and we are here and we got issues. Happy Wednesday, hump day. No, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's terrific Tuesday. It's hump day tomorrow. It is terrific Tuesday, hump day tomorrow. You know, I've been messing up the days all day, but today it is 6 o'clock on Eastern Standard Time, and we're at 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys. Just really, this is going to be an exciting show. We're talking about the proposal, but I'm here with my girlfriends. You guys, so much is going on. You guys, listen. I'm watching the TV and they're putting the numbers back on the side again. And I was like, oh no, we're doing the count up, the count up, the count up. And so I don't know which one I missed Biden. I didn't see it. So I'm going to the hot calls to see what's going on. Just going to the girlfriends to see what's happening. I know Caterina's trying to hook back in. She's trying to hook back in and get with us on the radio show. So Sabrina, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Give us some news today, Sabrina. What's the news? What's the news?
Girl. I don't know. I really don't. You see, I'm still sitting here in my workout clothes. It's been one of those days. I put them on and I ain't got out of them, okay? I said, let me put some lipstick on for the show, okay? So all I know is when I've been in and out of the rooms where TV is, they're talking the big O, okay? Omicron. I mean, really, I'm saying here, there, and everywhere, saying only holiday with vaccinated relatives, keep the circle tight. The numbers are climbing. I saw in Michigan, they have highest numbers in hospitalization in the entire duration of the pandemic.
What?
Yeah.
That's scary too.
Yeah. So y'all, we're just in a situation and just wishing everybody health and safety right now. So glad I haven't seen a lot of news. I'm starting to feel the holiday crunch. You know, got to do this, got to do that. I just woke up saying, oh, I got to do this. Christmas is in 3 or 4 days. Let me get busy. So I'm here. I am here.
We could talk about the holiday crunch for real. Like, for real. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling, I always, every single year when you do a show about this, I feel always uncomfortable around this time. It's one more gift, or who didn't you remember? Who did you forget? Or Santa Claus, or
how
Secret
about
Santa.
We're not doing anything? We're not doing anything. I said, Kitty, we're not doing all that. You got what you want. I got what you want. Then no, I gotta go to the mall. I gotta go to for what? We said we wasn't doing that. He's so sweet. He sent me 2 dozen red roses to get me in the Christmas spirit.
Aww.
Sweet.
Wow,
yes.
that'll put you in the dang on spirit. Let me do a little bit bah humbug around here so I can get me some roses. Wow, that's awesome.
I'm not doing all that. Then you think, okay, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So anyway, here we go.
I know. Did Quincy come in? Did Quincy get in?
Yeah, Quincy got in, so he's chilling, having a good time. Yep.
Good. Yeah, go ahead to Crisette. Go, Chris. What's happening, Crisette? What's going with your
Hey,
Christmas
hey,
hat
hey.
on?
Yes, I got my Christmas hat on because my Christmas hair ain't ready. My Christmas hair ain't ready, y'all. It ain't ready. It ain't ready. So I figured I'd put on this hat and all would be well. Sabrina, 24 red roses. Wow. I'm going to have to tell Chuck because he took me to see Spider-Man. It wasn't 24 roses, but it was Spider-Man. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna roll with that. We're gonna roll with that.
Was it good?
Really,
Was it good?
it was so good. I thought it was really, really good because it was really nostalgic. When it first started off, I was like, I don't know that Spider-Man. I mean, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm getting old because I don't recognize him. But as you go on, it really was a good movie. I thought it was, at least. So yeah, so we're in the holiday spirit here. As you said, everything in Michigan is about Omicron, and I'm gonna tell you, I am getting text messages, and people are telling me that people that we know that are vaccinated and boosted are getting this Omicron variant. They're not getting, sick enough to have to go to the hospital, but they are getting it. Family members are getting it. I mean, it is getting closer and closer to home. And, it's just sad because you're right here at the holiday and you may have planned to do something with family, but if you get the virus, even though you boosted, do you still want to get together with family, even if they're boosted? So that's a conversation. Would you feel comfortable being at a Christmas gathering where everybody is boosted, but one person there has Omicron? I don't know. Has the
no.
Omicron? Yeah, they have the virus.
Mm-mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so my point is, people have made all of these plans, but now people are getting it, so they have to, change their plans. So it's serious. I mean, it's serious because it's spreading like wildfire. And so, you just have to, we went to a matinee, so it wasn't hardly anybody at the theater. I mean, when I say it was crickets, nobody was out. Everybody was out. Yeah, Christmas shopping, but literally I felt very comfortable. Nobody was in the theater. It may have been 8 people in that big theater room today.
Was that today or that over the weekend?
No, that was today. That was today.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. So that was really interesting. And then you guys, what else is, what I do know that's in the news, the lady, what's her name? Her name is Ghislaine Maxwell. They are out now, deliberating whether or not they are going to convict her. And I'm going to tell you, that's a show in and of itself about sex trafficking. And I mean, I don't know, I've been hearing bits and pieces of this story, but if it is alleged and if it is true that she was getting these young lady, underage women, and taking them and having them exploit it. It's really, I mean, that's just horrible. That's just horrible. So,
and you guys know her background? Did you guys see her background? Did you guys know her background? She's like from a super rich family in the United Kingdom. Super rich. Yeah. And her father, I think her father might have been murdered.
Oh, really? Well, what's really interesting is they're saying, she was the girlfriend of Jeffrey Epstein, the acquaintance of Jeffrey. I don't really know if it was
she tried to do herself.
Huh? It's
crazy.
What you say, Gloria? Just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
She's trying to distance herself, of course, now. But all these pictures of her hugged up on him, but he wasn't her boyfriend. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hey,
R. Kelly said he was going to spill the tea.
Who said that?
R. Kelly said he was going to spill the tea, that he had some tea on all that situation and celebrities. Said y'all don't work with me.
Wow, that's another show. When Crisette, when Caterina goes, Go ahead. Chris, you said one more thing?
No, the only other thing that I was going to say about that is, I mean, and I know this is conspiracy and all, but tell me, I'm Jeff suicide. I mean, I kind of think he knew too much and they had to silence him. Now, that's just me.
Chris, stop talking, okay? Stop talking. Because you know he did not commit suicide. You know he did not commit suicide, Chris. That's the newspapers.
Okay.
Because my girlfriend is smart, so don't talk no more because they think that you're not smart. Because you know he did not commit suicide. That he did not do. Okay, now what happened to him, we don't know, but we know he didn't do that for real.
Mm-hmm. That's what they say, but he came up, suicide. Mm-hmm.
No,
story.
No. Caterina, what's happening out there on the West Coast? What's happening? Since I told Crisette to stop talking.
Came back. I know.
Yeah.
Anthony came back from yesterday, so I went to the SFO airport, and when I tell you, now the international terminal was not off the chain, but just from the cars, but there were, 20 times more cars than there are, and his flight came in at 9:00 at night. So it was so packed, just seeing, looking in the airport and seeing how crowded it was in there. There weren't that many. He said there was only 2 seats open on the plane, but when he landed, before he stepped in this house, he took a COVID test.
Wow.
Told all his friends, she made me take a COVID test before I could come back in my own house. I was like, yep, okay, because I knew my mama before I knew you. Let's just get that clear. Mama wanted to ride with me to the airport. I was like, no, you stay at the house. I will keep y'all separate. I was like, don't touch the dog. Don't touch nothing. You sit right.
Did you spray him down? Spray him down.
You guys, we got to guess. We got to guess on. What'd you say?
Oh, go ahead. Oh, no. I just said, which is when Chris said about the holiday, I think people should be having folks take COVID tests before they come in the house, especially with the older relatives.
Okay, but you know what? That's creating a lot of family conflict because some family members are not willing to do it. It's just the division. People are saying, well, it's just not that easy to say you need to be tested. It would be great if people were agreeable and amenable and say, okay, but that's not happening. So we got issues. Families have issues. But we're going to talk about the good stuff, how you get married. And that's nice because it's going to be a lot of divorcing through here. So let's talk about the proposal, Gloria.
That's so crazy. Wait, this is crazy because I went to the doctor today, y'all, because I had the flu last week. And you know what he told me? He said, now, you might have had COVID. I said, no. The test said I was negative. That's what he said. I know what the test said. And I know those are some good tests. However, you might have had COVID. He said, I'm just telling you. I said, I didn't lose my smell. I didn't lose my taste. He said, I know, but all your other symptoms. He said, and we will never know. He said, we will never know. I said, well, I'm claiming the flu. Yeah. So you guys,
they said with Omicron, you don't lose your taste. A whole bunch of people said taste and smell, you don't lose it with Omicron.
Gloria, I'm just glad that we are socially distanced from you, just in case. I'm glad about that.
I am too.
And you know what?
Even Ken's like, huh?
Oh, what? Go ahead. Ken's like, what? What did Ken say?
Ken, we're walking around this house with our mask on right now because he's like, no, not yet. So the doctor said tomorrow.
The self-test it's hard to find the self-test. I was in the store today. They said every day I got to come in the morning because I definitely want to have some tests at the house. Because now those lines to get tested are so long. I just want to make sure I have some at the house. And so
Walgreens. We went to Walgreens. They got them right at the counter. They got them on lockdown, but they're at the counter at Walgreens. $29.99.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry.
Okay, well, we're going to bring in our guest now because she's in the back room until we go. Right before we go on a break, we're going to bring in our guest. Hi, Lola. How are you? Glad to have you on the show. I hope you can hear me. Can she hear us? Uh-oh. Can she hear us? I don't know if she can hear us. Oh, my goodness. We're hoping that you can hear us. She looks frozen. Lola, can you hear us? We got you now. We were a little concerned. How are you? Oh, girl. Yes. Well, I truly hope that's all you have. Yeah, and you're well, you know what? We just talked all the way up to the break. So we're just going to go to a quick break. We're going to be on a break for about 3 minutes to pay the bills on a commercial. And then we're coming back to meet you, Lola. We're excited to talk about the proposal. We're excited to talk about wedding because Sabrina just said after COVID, everybody's going to get divorced. So we're excited about this topic. We'll see you in just a second, you guys. We'll be back. And we got issues, 9:10 a.m. the Superstation. We'll be right back at you. Yes, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back to We Got Issues. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about today. We got issues for real. We got love issues. We got proposal issues. We can all tell our story. But Lola, we are excited to have you on We Got Issues. You're welcome to our tribe. We want to hear about you first because we got a lot to talk about when it comes to you. We are around a lot of women, and so this is a big topic. So we want to hear about you, your journey here. How did you become this wedding planner you are? And why do you love this industry so much? Tell us a little bit about you. And don't forget, brag upon yourself. Brag upon yourself. Uh-oh. We can't hear you. Okay. Do you have your... Do you have your earpiece? Now we can. Now we can.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, because it says my mic is muted.
Yeah, but you're good.
That's okay. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, so actually, this is Super Fashion Merchandise.
Okay.
And, just doing dinner parties for, your friends and everything. And it actually turned into a business. So, but I actually specialize in micro weddings, micro events, 75 people, no more, no less.
So how long have you had your business?
Since 2016.
Okay, so you've had it for a while. Okay, great. Are you from the Atlanta area?
Not originally, but I've been here for over 10 years now.
Okay.
But I'm also a chef, so I do both. I tend to do both. So sometimes I do the catering more so than the events, and sometimes I merge the two.
Okay.
If I can.
Okay. And take me back to the place when your friends would see you do what you were doing for them and you decided to turn it into a business. What made you go from something you just loved to something you wanted to have as a business?
Well, financially, I was transitioning from a marriage, so I wanted to have something that I truly enjoy doing. And partying and events and dinners. And you just really see the joy. You don't really do it for so much monetary, although it's there, but to do it just to see the facial expressions of your clients after, when they walk in and how just thankful, they are. So you start doing it and you're like, well, this is lucrative as far, financially. Right. So you just really combine your two passions. So you're getting paid for something you love. So what can we ask for overall? Like people actually doing what they love.
Okay, that's excellent. Okay, so I'm really excited because we want to talk about the proposal. And, the proposal happens before the marriage. And they say that it's such a big deal. Let me just give some statistics about this that's sort of interesting. They say Christmas is the most popular time of the year.
Proposed to. Did not happen for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it didn't happen for me at Christmas. Anybody else get proposed at Christmas? Okay, there you go. They can really hear this on the radio. Y'all doing real good, Sabrina, on the radio. That's my God.
No, right.
Oh my God. I'll put sister on. And Valentine's Day is the most romantic day of the year. And men think that it's the best time to propose. But here's what I heard. And I was in Dallas a couple of months ago anyway. And I was at this club, this private club on top of this hotel. And they were talking about how they have this entire room just for proposal. It was floor to ceiling windows, big table. People were lined up for weeks on appointments to do their proposal in this room. It was like a big, big deal. And I had no clue that it was a big deal. So can you talk a little bit about that, Lola? Is the proposal party becoming such a big part of the industry?
For your wedding. So, a lot of people, they do a really, really big thing. For me, I'm more of a private since the wedding's going to have so many people. You're going to have so many guests at your wedding. I for me love a private proposal. Like just the two, just very romantic and private as opposed to a whole big crowd of people. But some people really do, they rent out, a lot of people really do love rooftops, so they rent out the rooftops with candles and things like that with their families around. And also, a lot of people love the beach proposal.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in that area where you have, beaches, they love that type of proposal.
Okay, because we want to know if they...
I had a beach proposal. Yes.
Yeah, tell us about it, Crisette. Tell us about your beach proposal.
Yeah, so I was in Florida visiting my college roommate, and I didn't know, but Chuck had gone over to my parents' house and told them that he wanted to proposed to me. And my younger sister, we laugh about it all the time. She was on the stairs and she was eavesdropping, trying to hear every word. And Chuck always said he know she was there. He said he should have just said boo, and she would have fell down all the stairs, listening in, trying to see what he was going to say. So he flew to Florida, and I was, surprised to see him there. And Marcy, who was my roommate, he had already talked to her because he had met her and all that, talked to her. And so she was like, no problem. And so we went to a really nice, and we walked the beach. When nobody was on the beach that I can remember. It was one of those nights where the moon was high in the sky, and he dropped to one knee, and I was like, oh Lord, what is this? My heart was beating fast. It really was.
You had no clue.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. And I mean, I would say it was a picture perfect proposal. It really was. Gorgeous. Just the
What'd
two
you
of
say?
us. Yes.
Oh, just two of us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's far more romantic. And I know a lot of people want, they want everybody to see, they want a crowd. But it's just so romantic when it's just the two of you guys.
Okay, so here's a question, because I hear from you, Lola, that's the way that you really like it. Do you serve a lot of other people who like it other than the way that you like it? Do they hire you to do proposal parties for them?
I'm getting requests because I do high-end fitness. So I'm getting requests now for fitness proposals.
Oh, that's interesting.
For the fitness proposals.
Okay.
But for the most part, the majority of the brides or the majority of the grooms, they think that their brides want something, with the whole family plan and surprise. But I actually had one that she was not happy. So she was like, she barely speaks to her family. Why are they here? She was not happy.
Now, we didn't know that this was going to be part of the show, but we could have some of them stories.
So, she wasn't really close to, like, she didn't want them on that day. She didn't want them there because she didn't have a really good relationship with them. So you have to really, both have to really keep that in mind. Okay, the people that I'm going to invite to share this experience, this memory, are they good energy for my bride to be? Right. Are they people that she would want to, to spend, So it really has a lot. You have to really think about it. You have to know your mate.
Because I've seen a lot of these proposal parties. Not a lot, but I've seen a lot of people that are getting proposed, and they want to have the whole arrangement with the family comes, and people fly in, and the mothers and the fathers of both sides. And I've seen it a couple of times that I thought it was a real trend, because it used to be the conversation, you go to dinner, just two of them,
right?
They ask, and then they go to the party before the wedding. But, I've just seen the whole, they get together kind of thing. Sabrina, what was your engagement like?
Oh, I'll tell mine after the break. It's going to be a long time, so no.
Right quick. No, wait till after the break. We're going to wait till after the break, because if you know it should be after the break, then it should be after the break. And we're going to come to Caterina too. But before we do that, let me tell you this. This is so interesting. How long?
10,000 people surveyed. How long do you think people are dating before they get engaged? What's the biggest number?
5 years.
Okay,
I said 5
years.
It has to be 2, because you need time to really get to know someone. And I know a lot of people love the whirlwind, right. But I need time to know if you're really the one.
Right. Well, the 2 years is it. 2 years is it. The next closest is 1 year, and then 3 years. So
20% of everybody who gets married has dated their person for 2 years. So that's sort of interesting. I thought that was really interesting. And if the relationship can survive 2 years, then they want to.
Hey, Gloria, I'm going to do the Sabrina, not Caterina.
All right.
She's gonna prove it wrong. So we're gonna go to Sabrina's long explanation and Trina's obviously short explanation after the break. Here we are. We got
those of you who've been listening to us all this time on the radio show. Do you notice how the longer we're on this radio show, the messier we have all become? We weren't all this messy when we started, but we're excited. We'll see you right back after the break. When our guest Lola will join us in the conversation. See you in a minute. Here we go. We're talking about love, the proposal, the wedding, love, dating, love, the stories. But we got a guest. Kalia, are you there? We'd love to hear from you. We can hear you loud and clear. Welcome. We're so glad you called in the We Got Issues.
Thank you. Yeah, so this particular subject is very fun for me because I did all of those things that you guys were just talking about were like taboo or stereotypical. So to make a long story short, or to kind of simplify it a little bit, I had given my husband now, but my boyfriend at the time, some very clear like guidelines. We dated intentionally. We had abstained. We didn't even kiss until our wedding day, first of all. So we knew we were dating for marriage. Yeah, and so we dated for 2 years before we got married. But so again, stereotype or statistic. But I had given him some specific guidelines. I said, listen, when you get ready to propose, I need you to make sure that my nails are already done. You've already talked to my dad. There's a photographer there. Surprise me. And I want to go to the photographer. Oh, and make sure I look good. I told him I don't want to be on a nature walk and I'm all sweaty taking ice pictures and my nails need to fill. I don't want that. No shade to anyone who that happened to you. That's okay. But I didn't want my moment to happen like that. And he's like, okay. And according to him, Yeah, according to him, he appreciated knowing what I wanted ahead of time. And so he actually planned it for Valentine's weekend. So, another statistic there. But he didn't know that I knew when he was going to ask me.
What?
And so I tried to play it off like I didn't know because I didn't want him to change it.
Who told you?
Oh, because it was a few days before Valentine's Day, and he says, "Hey, I was thinking." I told him I said I was going to get my nails done. I keep my nails done. That's regular for me. And I said, "Yeah, I'm going to get my nails done." He goes, "Well, why don't you wait? Because I was thinking we could go together, and I'll take you." And I was like, "Okay." The antenna like a Scooby-Doo, like the antenna went up, and I was like, "Okay, it's happening. It's happening this weekend." And so I'm really close to my mom. I'm really close to my mom, and I could tell she was avoiding me like the next few days, because we're so close, and she would have let it slip. So I just let her avoid me. She doesn't take my calls. Like, all right, cool. I was, prepared. We had a date, for that weekend, and so I had all of these red flags, but I had to play it cool because if he would have known that I knew, he would have called it off and let's date it. And I was ready. I was like, no, let's keep the show going. So we actually had a photo shoot, a whole engagement photo shoot with both of our families there. All just, he had his suit on, I had my dress on, like the balloons, the whole everything. So I am your tried and true. I was 26 at the time, and he was 25. So we're all the statistics. Yep.
So you put the whole thing together without him even knowing. That is smart. She told him exactly how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him to be blind. He don't need to be disappointed. So it worked out for everybody.
Wow.
He took the ring. He did a really good job. Yeah, he did a really good job with the ring. And he appreciated being prepared and knowing what to do. He had never been engaged before. And, I mean, I haven't either, but I knew what I wanted. So
are you sure he didn't go to the jeweler ahead of time and tell the jeweler, I want that ring right there? So when he walks in the store, you make sure you get me that. Because you sound like you're all under control.
Okay, well, I didn't do that exactly, but I did start a Pinterest board, and I did, like, a few months ahead of time, like, show him, like, what styles I liked so he would be prepared. But ultimately, he chose it, and I had never seen that particular ring before, but I told him, I didn't like certain cuts, like, I don't like the marquee, I didn't want, because I wanted him, to get something I wanted. So I love it.
I love it. Well,
So much. That's so funny. Wait, Katrina wants to say something. Wait, Katrina's going to say something. Go ahead, Katrina.
Oh, I was just going to say that I totally appreciate.
We don't hear you.
I was gonna say I totally appreciate everything she said because everyone watched that proposal at the Adele concert. Everybody watched that, and I was like, "Where was the girlfriend who could have told you to have on your cute picnic attire?" Okay, because they just rolled up, kind of like I might have looked if I was going on a picnic, and she was not
Caterina,
ready for prime time.
That is so funny because Kiara said the exact same thing. When I was listening to our caller, I said, is that Kiara in another voice? Because Kiara came straight to me and said, Mom, she didn't have any friends. She said, whoever my fiance is, he bet not let me go out like that. I mean, and I was like, well, it's kind of, she didn't know. She's like, no, he needs to know my friends well enough to know she got to have her hair done. She got to have on a cute outfit. She got to have her nail. I mean, she went on and on. I was like, whoa.
On national TV, no makeup. I looked at it. I was like, oh, that's sweet, but Claire was like, no, my nails got to be done. Everything got to be done. Claire, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate that. We so appreciate that. But we did see that. Okay, let's listen to Sabrina's long story.
No,
Sabrina.
it's not going to be long. Kalea was like, let me help you not make me be disappointed. Let me help you, okay? Let me make sure that I'm happy on my engagement date. I think this is a new way. These new people are doing this engagement. I've been married 28 years. We didn't do it like that way back then. I mean, arrange the engagement, because I have a couple of cousins and it's like a big deal. It's like a pre-bridal. The family knows, be there, be on time, decorations,
Right.
because they're getting ready for social media. They just have to be ready.
Right.
It's different. It's very different. And I was listening to Crisette's amazing romantic proposal, and I was just shaking my head saying that wasn't my story. That was not my story, okay? I would tell you. I was living in Boston. Kenny was living in Stillwater, Oklahoma. So we were a big, far distance. And so I was visiting his house in Stillwater. He had gone to a training camp. He's a coach. He was resting a coach. And at this point, we were at the point where if this brother's not ready to get married, I'm out. Okay. We've dated long enough. We've said we were for each other. Okay. Seriously. I was 30 at the time. I was like, I'm tired of playing games. We've been knowing each other's families for a long time. You're going to either propose quickly and say we're ready, or let's not date anymore.
She was messing in.
It was no. Just matter of fact. And so I honestly had prayed about it, and the Lord told me that if he wasn't ready, when I left that night, when I left this trip, if it wasn't etched in stone, I was never coming back. And so he came home late at night, and in the middle of the night proposed, totally unexpected. So I was like, that's amazing, but it wasn't a ring involved. He kind of got down.
He kind of got down on a knee, okay, kind of crawled out the bed and said, I said, are you for real? Are you for real? But that's not how I imagined my proposal. And so when we got up the next morning, I was like, did you really ask me to marry you? Because I'm going to call my mama. And I don't want to tell my mama a story. Kenny's in there laughing. Kenny's laughing. He's like, he started telling me that was a dream. That was a dream. Lola, these girls, the force of friendship is a hot mess. They are a hot mess. They are all a hot mess. Each one of us individually a hot mess. Oh my God, Sabrina, that's so crazy. Lola, tell us some more stories about what you have seen in this marketplace that have made a difference for these women now, that caused them to be happy, that caused them to get excited about the proposal leading up to the marriage. Because we got one get ready to happen in our family, and Crisette just went through one. And then we're going to get to Caterina.
I think everybody wants everyone in social media to know that they're engaged.
Yeah.
And I think most people, it's really like, oh my gosh, the ring. Too. Because I know a couple who they got engaged, but the ring wasn't as big as she thought, so she didn't want to show it off. She did not want to show it off.
Wow.
She did not want to share. She was, and then she had people around, so it was just like, so you have to understand, you have to know what's more important to you. So is it the ring, the fact that you're getting married, the wedding? Because some people are, it's more important to have the big wedding. So based on your ring, if you have a small ring, you know that, okay, well, I just want to be with him. I want to be married. I want the marriage to last. This is not just for show. Some people, they want the ring because they want to show it off. They want the big wedding because they want to show it off. But never thinking about the marriage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because there's two different things. The wedding and the marriage are two different things.
Right.
So you have to just really prioritize. So that kind of made him feel bad. And so what are you doing it for?
Now that, I tell you, I never really thought of
or no, that just means that we have to put off the wedding for a little while. because I'll be wearing that ring for the rest of my life, right? So, but you know what? It's interesting to know that people think about it that way. It's very interesting to know,
So, Gloria,
to justify a little
you're not
ring for a good
you're not
wedding.
a gold band girl. Ken could have brought you a gold band and said, "I love you forever. Here's your gold band."
Now, Chris, I told you to stop talking before. Because look, it's just so funny. I mean, but that's interesting though, Chris. That's interesting that a woman would take a smaller ring for a bigger wedding. And it's true, depending on what people really like. I just don't know any girlfriends like that. I don't know any girlfriends like that yet. I don't know any girlfriends yet. But Lola, you brought up a good point. We're going to go to break right now. I hear the music coming on. We got to go to our commercial break. And we'll be right back after this commercial break because Lola brought up a good point. We got issues at 9:10 a.m., the Superstation. And we'll be right back to you with the Force of Friendship. so back. We're so back. We can't even stand ourselves. This is so funny. We are loving this conversation. Okay, so I want to know, who knows a girlfriend that would prefer a smaller ring and a bigger wedding? Nobody yet? Okay, so Caterina, tell us your story. Tell us your story about your proposal, Caterina, because I know that was not your choice. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say that, but a lot of people, it's not just the proposal, the ring or the wedding, but it also is the house. So many people make the decision to forego a big wedding so that they can get a house, because that's how much they're, it's a down payment. Most people, the wedding is their down payment for their home. Correct. So that is it's sometimes it's like, what do you like?
But you're talking a wedding. You're talking a wedding versus a house. That's not the ring versus the house. It could be the ring versus the house.
Yeah. But if it happens fast like it did for me, it could be all three, right? So my proposal, it wasn't the beach, but it wasn't, so Sabrina, it wasn't a Monday story either. My proposal, y'all know it happened fast. We got married in 3 months. And so I did not hit that statistic, but the most romantic part was he was in Greece and I was in Cabo San Lucas. Okay. So It happened over the phone. I was with two of my favorite girlfriends in the world. And we proposed over the internet. Get excited. Okay.
Wow.
So wait,
was like,
it how long from dating to marriage? You don't hear me?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. No,
Okay.
I said I did that on the computer. Did you just say that?
How long from
3
meeting
months.
him to engage? And then another 3 months from engagement to wedding?
No, it wasn't. It was a total of 4 months. So we were engaged about 6 weeks after we started dating. Get excited. Y'all, that sounds crazy. I don't even want my grandkids to know that. I'm like, you better not. But I promise
it's been 9 years.
I promise you, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So it worked out for me. Don't hate. Don't hate. Everybody was like,
okay. So Lola,
that was my proposal.
This is sort of interesting, you guys. I want to bring this piece up because this was an interesting statistic about where people stay engaged the longest in the United States. Which couples stay engaged the longest? Okay, so the shortest engagement is in the South, then the West, then the Midwest, and then the Northeast. So you remember when my son when he told me he had found his wife, I said, no, you come back to the Northeast where men don't get married until they're in their 40s. Remember I said that? I didn't have any statistic when I said it, but I felt like men in the Northeast waited for a long time. So that was sort of interesting in terms of that. So Lola, tell us a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more about another story of someone that you know that you saw real joy, like just super happy with everything that came out perfectly. What happened in that scenario?
We actually had a couple of clients that were just, but they opted for, one of the clients opted for a destination wedding. And she, like she said, she didn't want to spend a lot of money on like food and stuff like that to feed all these people. She said the people that really want to be there will come. So she had a destination wedding, and the people that really did truly love her and want to see her get married and want to see her, they showed up because they had to pay for their own tickets. So they did show up. And one of our other clients, she opted for a smaller, very intimate wedding. She had a private proposal. He set up a dinner with the parents. She asked for her hand in marriage. And then they had a private proposal, and she opted for an intimate wedding because they wanted to build. They probably already spoke about it. She really wanted to build, her finances, their finances, because they were about to merge. And they wanted to have children right away. So she opted for a really nice, intimate wedding, and it was absolutely beautiful. She loved everything about it. She said she would not have it any other way. And then I had a client who in Canada who had this big, luxurious wedding. It was about $70,000 for their wedding. And a year later, she was in her mother's basement.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were getting divorced a year later after spending $72,000 on a wedding.
They didn't go together for 2 years? They didn't go together for 2 years? They were
together longer for 2 years. I know, right? So they were together, they were like college sweethearts. They were together longer than 2 years. And then after they got married, but I think it had a lot to do with when we talked about it, like a year after when I found out. Come to find out, they had a lot of financial issues that they didn't work through prior to spending all that money on the wedding. But they both had a big family, and they wanted to impress, and they wanted, this big thing, and it didn't work out at the end.
Wow. Hey, Gloria, I want to ask Lola a question real quick. Lola, have you ever been in a situation where your gut said, this ain't going to last?
Oh, before the wedding?
All the time. All the time.
All the time?
All the time.
Do you because you know what?
First of all, they were not on the same page. That's number one. Number two, it was more about the bride. It was her wedding and not their marriage.
Mm.
So he didn't have any say. He didn't have any input in the process, and you could tell he was like, "Well, you know, I'm just going to be here." Yeah, that doesn't work. It was all about her. It was her wedding, and yes, as a bride, it is your special day, but you have to really include. You know, and she had issues. She had issues with where his family was going to sit. So she really didn't care for his family, so she wanted to put them all over the back, and that became problematic. So it was bad. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got all kind of good stories for us. You got all kind of good stories. You just join all up in the messiness. That's good. That's real.
Yeah, that's
real.
You always ask them too, like, you know, what do you see for yourself? What's the vision? You know, is it do you have the same vision?
Yeah.
You know, for long term, you know? So if you don't, you gonna know, like, I'm about to spend all this money to have all these people come to see my beautiful dress, but then my marriage is gonna last 5 minutes.
So do you find yourself sometimes doing some counseling when you're going through this negotiating for the wedding?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I always, and I try to speak to people separately, and then I speak to them together.
Wow. Well, I'm so interested because this has been a great show talking about the wedding, talking about the kind of different things, $70,000
last, and then an itsy bitsy ring and a nice wedding. I don't know, huh? 1 year. That's not lasting. Okay, so the last thing I want to say to you guys is they did a statistic about women proposing to the men. So we didn't talk about that piece of it, but 57% of the women said they'd be willing to propose. But the biggest component of that is courage. Do women have the courage to ask the man for a proposal? And that was my story. Was, you know, he just kept telling me no. But
Gloria,
I kept asking, what?
Look, he just brought me flowers. Isn't that pretty?
Oh,
isn't that sweet?
Oh, Anthony. Tell Anthony to call Ken. He needs to be calling Ken. Some of y'all need to call Ken.
Chuck too.
No, you got a kiss yesterday. You got a kiss, and she got flowers, and I got nothing. And we got Lola. So, Lola, thank you for being on We Got Issues. We are so honored to have you on the show today. Thank you so much. Absolutely, you guys. We got issues. Lola will get your information, let people find you because they want to be able to find you. What is your social media handle? Your social media.
Event group as well as a Facebook.
Okay, Sweet Life.
For my high end picnic, it's Sweet Cheeks Picnic.
Sweet Cheeks.
Sweet Cheeks.
Picnics. I love it. You guys, we'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m., 6 to 7 p.m. and a Merry Christmas. Have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.